Hello and welcome. The Careers in Software Testing podcast is aimed at software quality and testing professionals. I interview testers from across the globe, asking them about how they ended up in testing, what they see looking into the future of testing, and the lessons learned from their careers. The opinions expressed here are our own. Please go to my website and subscribe for notifications on future podcast episodes. Go to thebusinessoftesting.com. I am very excited today. I have with me Asim Lodhi, who is based in Pakistan. He had an illustrious career as a freelance consultant. He's a motivational speaker, which is exciting, and a coach. Asim, welcome to the podcast. How are you today?
Yeah, thank you very much, Sean. This is something great honor for me to, giving my sharing the best practices with you.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your just in summary, your career. What are you doing at the moment? And what's always interesting is how people ended up in software testing. A lot of people did not in high school say, I'm going to become a tester, but they ended up doing that. So yeah, just tell us in summary a bit about your career.
Yeah, sure. So let me, introduce myself. Overall, I have 10 plus year of experience in IT sector. I started my career as a software developer, and that is something the on that time 10 years back there were not even so many kind of information were available related to software quality assurance. Then the journey will keep going on, and I was lucky enough that the after 2 or 3 months the management will be keep assigning me a very complicated project that was related towards the banking product. So they guys were keep having the feedback about myself that this is the guy who has a very good communication skills, collaborative skills, so we need to keep assign and send him back towards the banking on site. So I was lucky enough to becoming a part of one of the leading bank in Pakistan. So I was keep remain on site on the head office in Bank Alfla. So that was the wonderful experience. I was there as a, you can say, started my journey as a developer there. So I was keep providing the stuff with related towards, you can say, the ASP 3.0 in that time. That was related towards the 2015. So I was just keep providing them and facilitating them support online. And meanwhile, the banking officials, the higher management, they were very excited, and they were having a very good thought process about myself that he is the guy who is keep understanding our banking requirements. You already in a banking sector, you can also evaluate yourself. This is something like a complex domains related to mortgages. So they were keep assigning me some UAT stuffs, and I was keep remain becoming a part of their UAT. And they were keep aligning me more towards, you can say, the supportive roles now. So I was, you can say, more involving myself as a tester, as a quality assurance. I was keep providing them the processes and the best practices that how they need to come upon the release management, something like that. So it was very wonderful, exciting experience there. And suddenly the contract was only for the 4 months, but after, you can say, the lot of, you can say, the the business perspective and the domain expertise which I got there related towards the mortgage and financial applications, they were keep assigning the management to 2 to 3 years contract now. So it was a wonderful journey there. And when the time was keep passing, every organization have their own vision and mission that employee will remain for a longer period of time. But when I was working in a bank Alpha, and providing my services there as a, you can say, then moving towards as a QA engineer, and then also playing a role as a business analyst, combined, you can say, the collective work I was keep doing now. Then I was realizing on that time that I need some change now. Like the same domain, the last 3 years I was keep doing in a the financial application testing. I need some change. So I was little bit, you can say, the inside something inspiring me, something burning desire will be coming in my way, that I have to do something different now. Then I took a very critical decision, because leaving the the stable product and stable job. I was keep resigning from that part is not an easy task now, and they were keep paying me a lot now. But the only burning desire, the passion will be keep creating inside when I was keep knowing that QA is a vast field, and this is something a lot of people wants to know about. This is something a massive domain. There are so many things we can keep learning on now. So then I was keep realizing that I have to join some, the international exposure. I need to get it now. Then I joined SME based organization. It's a small project-based organization, but that office is related to, in you can say, the Florida, Miami. So this is something like the exposure which I got there. I selected there as a team lead software quality assurance engineer, and the major, you can say, the very attractive element which I learned from there. This is something like I was be able to keep getting the latest best practices on related to mobile application testing, related to web development, related to cross-browsing testing, related towards, you can say, the so many other stuff with respect to ERP as well now. So then again the journey keep going on, and then after that, the meanwhile, after getting that exposure, I got, so many opportunities will be keep coming on my way. And then I joined one of the, you can say, the third largest, the company in North America, and they were dealing in the retirement industry. All the information is provided in my LinkedIn profile. So I was becoming a part of their, you can say, the 30 to 20 people were in their scrum teams now. So there were diversified people, and they have a product based organization and providing the retirement solution information.
Yeah, if I can just interrupt. So for how long were you in the US for? Are you currently there, or are you back in Pakistan now?
No, 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 no. I was basically, John, keep providing all these stuffs in offshore services basically while sitting in Pakistan. So I have a massive track record for 7 to 8 years. You can say I am providing the offshore facilities and services for, just like I am sitting here, and I am getting work now, and will be providing my services while sitting at Pakistan now.
I find that when dealing with offshore consultants and offshore testing centers, it's sometimes quite challenging from a time zone point of view and from a culture and language point of view. Is how did you find your American client dealing with you and maybe some of your colleagues? Was it difficult, or the technology and video calling and things like that make things easier?
John, this is something a very, you can say, the tiny stuff, and this is something like a very difficult while, you sitting in a remote location, and when you are in a remote location, it's very difficult to know other people, the emotions and the expressions, or in what context the other person expectations, needs, and wants and interests. So this is something like not an easy task, but by the grace of God, the one thing I have learned from banking experience, that I was, lucky enough that bank providing me the, you can say, the sort of incentive that I need to upgrade my skill set, and I was keep, enrolling myself for management program as well. I did their MBA, and that really helps me a lot for, the QA. If the people, if the young blood, whosoever will be keep coming in, joining the software quality assurance role, I strongly recommend all of you guys that you need to have a very good emotional intelligence skills. Now you should have a very good communication skills with respect to understand how to deal the other people in a tough scenarios, and how to keep, understand the other people point of view. So I was, this is something like those things help me a lot. And working with cross cultural team, I worked there as Bangladeshi Indians were there, friends there, then Africa, and then the US clients and Middle East clients, as well as the Australians and Canadians. So all the regions I was keep working since last 8 to 9 years. And the one common thing I have notified this thing, that want to, if you want to remain in a QA domain, if you want to providing your services and want to keep your, you can say, the future in software quality assurance domain, my personal recommendation, again, strongly recommendation for all of you guys, that please try to invest yourself with not only related towards the manual testing, like you know about the foundations for software quality assurance, but you should have a art of dealing people. You should have a art of people skills now. If you don't have a people skills, if you don't know how to keep presenting yourself in a critical situation, how to understand the other people expectations, then sorry to say, you will not be able to survive in this role now.
I see it myself. People can be extremely strong technically, but if you're not able to deal with people, if you're not able to let your voice be heard in meetings, especially as we're shifting left, as quality consultants get involved in with the architect teams or the business teams, a lot of them fall short because they've never learned to speak business language. They always speak about tools and frameworks and things like that, but that's a means to an end. The business owner needs a language that he or she can understand.
Exactly, John. This is what exactly, when we are keep criticizing, you can say, with someone else. So how other people will be, feel really bad now. So the QA role prereqs is only that you should have a very good nerves and control in yourself now.
You're right. So tell me, Asim, a little bit about the motivational speaking and the coaching work that you are doing.
Basically, this is why I am keep moving myself towards in this role. John, the point is that when I started my career, there were not even a single person who will be keep providing and guiding me what exactly in which field you need to join now, and what are your, you can say, the person who will be keep giving and providing me the direction to help me out to understand my self awareness, that I was keep seeking on that time my own self. Now I was identifying my core roles, my core, you can say, the hidden talent now, but no one was there to help me out to figure it out, that in what situation, in what role I have to move it now. When I started my, you can say, the career as a software developer, ASP.NET 3.0, I was keep letting on that time, 4 to 5 months I was keep doing the development there in software house. I am what the role, I was the person basically that who is always be exciting to communicate with people, excited always remain to having some sort of, you can say, the moving myself from one location to another location, and always be remain excited to learn new stuff, new technologies. Don't want to be sit in a one place, and you can say I don't have an introvert kind of personality. So this is something like, the hurdles which I was facing, those things now today I realize that the problem which I was facing 10 years back, why not I have to come up with a new role and will share my industry best practices, my critical situation when no one was keep helping me out, and I myself keep struggling, keep moving, and meeting these so many people that, do you say no, can you please help me out, and suddenly, by chance, it can, you can say, the miracle will come in my place. So why not we will be keep sending him in a mega project. And can you I can let very interesting point on that time, five talented more people were there now who were also qualified for the banking project now. But why the management has selected me and giving me the more rate as compared to them? Only the one thing, that is called the soft skills now. They know that this is the guy who knows very much, you can say, the soft skills. And the most of the times whenever the graduate will be keep coming in a university, they have only know about the one skill set, that is called the hard skills. But soft skills area, if you have, you can achieve everything now. And this is the key strength which I am still now in a software quality assurance role after 10 years, and now keep sharing my best practices as a motivational speaker as well for all over the world. I want to share all these practices, that what kind of challenges, what kind of ups and downs I was keep facing since my early 5 to 6 years back. So I don't want that the people will be keep facing such kind of problems. They will having a complete roadmap, because I have a diversified profile now. I was keep providing the remotely services now here in from Pakistan, and this is something not an easy task, that you remain in a one domain in a quality assurance, and you will be keep updating yourself now with respect to industry best practices. And I remember that when I was in, becoming a part of Envisage Information System, if you just Google, they are one of the third largest company in North America who are keep dealing with the, you can say, their retirement industry. So they also keep putting me after 6 to 7 months from their another critical a team, and that was related towards selenium automation. On that time, I don't know even what exactly the meaning of automation, what are these specific, you can say, the frameworks. But I have only joined the one thing in my mind. I was the burning desire. I was having something inside fire burning in myself, that I have to excel myself, though I have to keep moving towards this role, quality assurance field, for longer period of time. And God helps me only due to one reason, that I was keep practicing, I was keep sitting late at night, even compromising the family time, and will be keep empowering myself in 360 degree. And today is the result, that I am confidently communicating with in front of you only due to these reasons. Now that I excel myself, I keep preparing my mental diet plan with respect to soft skills, with respect to hard skills, which will be keep fulfilling the requirements from software quality assurance.
Yeah. It's so important. I think you're talking about a hunger to learn and investing time, and it's often very precious time with one's family or leisure time. But I see people that I've worked with over the years who are quite lazy and who don't invest in themselves. And after a time, it's almost like they're falling behind. And it's sometimes too late when you realize that you haven't increased your skill set and your soft skills. And these days with things like online learning, there's no excuse not to invest. In fact, a lot of good training out there is for free, even if people feel they don't have money, Asim. But this then leads me to the next question. You have to some extent answered it. If there's one thing that you wish you knew at the outset of your career that you know now, what do you say? What would that be?
I wish that on that time I will be able to know the best practices for automation on that time, which I have learned after, you can say, the many years, the later on now. So if I was be able to know 5 to 10 years back the importance for automation, the performance testing, and plus you can say, the Selenium automations test complete, and how to build the automation framework. So the situation will be very different now for my, you can say, the novel. By the grace of God, I have myself learned all these stuffs. But only lack of, you can say, the guidance, lack of mentoring will always be playing a critical role for your success now. And today I would like to recommend this thing, that everyone should focus for data science. They should be able to know how to test the big data application, how to test the big data, how to test, you can say, the data science field, for with respect to testing perspective. They need to know about the, you can see, the mapping sheets for sources, ETL processes, what exactly the ETL process, because every, John, the better than me, that after 5 to 10 years or 6 years, 2025, everything application development will be going towards in a slow speed, but data analytics will be having a lot of opportunities, the people who have keep excel themselves in a business intelligence field now. So I strongly recommend the youth here, whosoever, or even the seniors or professionals who are still working in organizations and they are not keep updating their skill set, they should have to keep involving themselves to learn the best practices for data sciences now.
Yeah, you've actually just come into the question I wanted to ask you toward the end is what do you see the future of software testing to be and what can people do to prepare? So just maybe if in another minute or so, Asim, and you've already touched on it, but where do you see testing in the next 2, 3, 4 years?
Every organizations will be keep looking the resources for software quality assurance, that the persons who have a very good for knowing the best practices for automation with respect to latest frameworks. They will be able to know about the performance testing, how to test the performance testing. Then they will be able to know the specific domain expertise with respect to ERPs, with respect to financial applications like inventory systems. They will be able to know the IoT concepts, how to test the IoT applications, and they will be also be able to know about the data migration sort of testing activities now, because everything will be moving towards on databases and data sciences. So everyone should focus on these terms now.
Okay. And then just lastly, Asim, look, I will add on the podcast on my website your LinkedIn profile and things like that. But if people want to contact you, perhaps email address or any blogs or books or articles, where can they go and find more info about you?
Yeah, they can join my official Facebook page as well, Asim Noaman Lodhi. I have created that one recently. As far as the personal website is concerned, as I already told you that I was keep stucking a lot while doing my, you can see the job offshore services, freelancing services. I was not be able to keep developing my own website, but soon, hopefully, I will be keep launching that stuff. But you can keep sharing my LinkedIn profile as well as for social media, the official Facebook page. I will share email with you as well, so you can circulate from the people who are keep looking any kind of advices or mentoring.
Super. Asim, thank you so much for your time. It's been interesting. I think we definitely have to do another call, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for joining us. A reminder to subscribe at thebusinessoftesting.com. I look forward to you joining us for our next podcast episode.